Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Book Club. Today I'm here to read a novel which is called The Cricket in Times Square. I'm going to continue reading from chapter 8. So I'm going to start reading. Let's start. Tucker's Life Savings. Chester Cricket was having a dream. In his dream, he was sitting on top of a stump back in Continent, eating a leaf from the willow tree. He would bite off a piece of leaf, chew it up, and swallow it. But for some reason, it didn't taste as good as usual. There was something dry and papery about it, and it had a bitter flavor. Still, Chester kept eating, hoping that it would begin to taste better. A storm came up in his dream. The wind blew clouds of dust across the meadow. They swirled around his stump, and Chester began to sneeze because the dust got in his nose. But it still held onto the leaf. And then he sneezed such a big sneeze that it woke him up. Chester looked around him. He had been walking in his sleep, and he was sitting on the edge of the cash register. The storm had been a gust of air that blew into the newsstand when the shuttle pulled up to the station. He was still choking from the dirt that flew around him. Chester looked down at his two front legs, half expecting to find the willow leaf, but it was no leaf he was holding. It was a $2 bill, and he had already eaten half of it. He dropped the bill and leaped over to the cricket cage where Tucker Mouse was sleeping peacefully. Chester shook the silver bell furiously. It rang like a fire alarm. Tucker jumped out from under his blanket of dollar bills and ran around the cage shouting, "Help! Fire! Murder! Police!" Then he realized where he was and sat down painting. "What is the matter with you, Chester?" he said. "I could have died from fright." "I just ate half of a $2 bill," said Chester. Tucker stared at him with disbelief. "You did what?" he asked. "Yes," said Chester. "Look!" He fetched a ruined $2 bill from the cash register. "I dreamed it was a leaf, and I ate it." Oh, moaned Tucker Mouse. "Not a $1 bill, not even a $1 bill and a 50-cent piece. $2 bills you had to eat? And from the Balinese, too? People who hardly make $2 in 2 days." "What am I going to do?" asked Chester. "Pack your bags and go to California," said Tucker. Chester shook his head. "I can't," he said. "They've been so good to me. I can't run away." Tucker Mouse shrugged his shoulder. "Then stay and take the wrap," he said. He crept out of the cage and examined the remains of the money. "There's still half of it left. Maybe we could put scotch tape along the edge and pass it off as a $1 bill." "No one would believe it," said Chester. He sat down, still forlornly holding the bill. "I'm so sorry about that." "Oh dear," and things were going so nicely. Tucker Mouse would put his clothes back in the cash register drawer and came to sit beside Chester. "Buck up," he said. "We could still figure something out, maybe." They both concentrated for a minute. Then Tucker clapped his paws and squeaked, "I got it! Eat the rest of it and they'll never know what happened." "They'd accuse each other of losing it," said Chester. "I don't want to make anybody bad feeling between them." "Oh, you're so honorable," said Tucker. "It's disgusting." "Besides, it tastes bad," added Chester. "Then how about this? Tucker had a new idea. We framed the janitor who cleans the station. I'll take the evidence over and plant it in his water closet. He whooped me with a mop last week. I would be glad to see him to go to jail for a few days. No, said Chester. We can't get somebody else in trouble. Then a stranger, said Tucker. We tip over the Kleenex, break the glass in the alarm clock, and throw all the small change on the floor. They'll think a thief came in the night. You could even put a bandage on and make out like a hero. I could see it all. No, Chester interrupted him. The damage we'd do cost even more than the $2. Tucker had one more idea. He was going to volunteer to go over and swipe $2 from the lunch counter. But before he could suggest that, the top of the stand was suddenly lifted off. They had forgotten what time it was. Mama Bellany, who was on duty in the morning, still towering, frowning down on them. Tucker let out a squeak of fear and jumped to the floor. Catch the mouse, shouted Mama. She picked up a Fortune magazine, very big and heavy, and halved it after Tucker. It hit him on the left hind leg just as he vanished into the drain pipe. Chester Cricket sat frozen to the spot. He was caught red-handed, holding the chew up $2 in his front legs. Muttering with rage, Mama Bellany picked him up by his antenna, tossed him into the cricket cage, and locked the gate behind him. When she had put the newsstand in order, she pulled out her knitting and began to work furiously. But she was so angry she kept dropping stitches, and that made her angrier still. Chester crouched in a far corner of the cage. Things had been going so well between Mama and him, but that was all ruined now. He half expected that she would pick him up, cage and all, and throw him onto the shuttle tracks. At 8:30, Mario and Papa arrived. Mario wanted to go to Canoe Island for a swim today, but before she could even say good morning, Mama Bellany stretched out her hand and pointed sternly at Chester. There he was with evidence beside him. I'm done reading till page 58 and chapter 8. I'm going to continue back from page 59 tomorrow. I hope you're joining with me and have a nice day. Bye. See you later. Thank you.